Molly, what happened to the 30-second countdown? You went to 10?
You want an extra 30-second countdown?
You always want the extra 30 seconds. I don't need it. All right, welcome back, universe, to Off the Rails. You get the hint here. We are off the rails. We're going to have Rob Hines on. This is going to be a wonderful episode, but we're going to start out today with the bad joke monologue. Saco, Maine man arrested for putting razor blades in pizza dough. Well, what was he supposed to do with Halloween being canceled and all those razor blades?
That's pretty good.
All right, Molly, I get no rim shot on that then? Okay.
I'm busy.
4 Vatican Swiss. I told you not to use that. I was saving that for William, you bitch. I made a special slow rim shot for William, and she comes out of the gate with my joke. You fucker. I knew. I told you not to use that.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting this echo because I'm trying to share. My bad.
That's okay. This is how it goes here. All right. 4 Vatican Swiss guards test positive for coronavirus. Can someone tell Big Papa that he might be getting scammed if he's buying guards from Switzerland? Because they don't have guards. Now, the slow one now. Oh, I get a real one on that. All right. Swiss parents named the baby Twifia after their internet provider in exchange for 18 years of free Wi-Fi, which would suck if Molly and I did that because our baby's name would be Spectrum. New world record, tracking a bird that flew nonstop from Alaska to New Zealand in 11 straight days. Upon arriving, he said, "Boy, are my wings tired."
Oh, wow.
Heineken fined for forcing pubs to stock too much of their beer. So any pub carrying 1 bottle of Heineken was fined. York University told COVID self-isolating students to remain in their dorms 1 minute longer if there was a fire. They were trying to avoid premature evacuation.
No.
And Dak Prescott snapped his ankle and is out for the year. At least he can start a new career in acting because he knows how to break a leg.
Get out the way.
All right. Amateur hour's over.
He's getting booted.
Give me the flag. All right. How's everybody doing? Here we go.
Outstanding.
So I want to talk about being from the deep South. I am from the deep South, and I'll tell you how deep it is. I'm from way down in the Delta. I'm from the deep South, but I did not have sex with my sister. I hit the God. We only made out. But who among us has not made out with their sister? Come on, anyone? Listen, I was going through a rough time. I was 14 years old, and my wife had just died. My sister was a 20-year-old sophomore in high school. My sister was a 20-year-old high school sophomore. She's 5 grades ahead of me, and I nearly caught up to her. And I would have, too, had she not dropped out in the 10th grade when she became pregnant. Seriously. She started a family on purpose in 10th grade. She's like, at this rate, I won't graduate until I'm 25. My biological clock is ticking. So she had a baby. Look, she wasn't much for scholastics, and I think she pretty much gave up after she failed the 7th grade for the second time. So, you know, she decided to start a family. But I'll tell you what, even though she wasn't that great at grades, she had a beautiful penmanship, man. Just artistic, almost like calligraphy. And almost every word misspelled. I used to get a kick out of when I was in the Army and basic training, getting letters from her, man, because it was like, I'm reading it and she like, "Dear William," DEER. And she goes, "I was in an accident, AXIDENT, and I chipped my teeth, TEATH. She said, now I can't eat a steak, STAKE. My hand to God. It was hilarious. And she closed it with chow, and she spelled it CHOW. That's my sister, man. I love her though, man. I love her. Like she used to walk around the house when we were kids and she would sing songs, but like she would use the wrong lyrics. And back in that day, you couldn't Google shit. There wasn't any computers, The only way you could find out the lyrics to a song is if you had the album cover and a magnifying glass. Like, you just had to accept it. And she was walking around, she's singing, "Everyone knows it's Wendy." Bum, 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 bum. I'm like, "Hey, sis, I think it's everyone knows it's Windy." And she's like, "Really? Windy? Is that the girl's name? Is that what you're telling me? The girl's name is Windy? Have you ever in your life met anyone named Windy? I know 14 Wendys." Yeah, but the song goes, "Windy has wings to fly above the clouds." And she goes, "Yeah, who's flying above the clouds with Peter Pan? It's Wendy. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it's Wendy." Bom, bom, bom. All right. I guess you're right, So I kind of believed it. And then she used to sing, "I can see all opticals in my..." I'm like, "Come on, sis. It's obstacles." And she's like, "If you can see them, they're not obstacles, you dummy." See? Optical? I'm like, "Oh, my bad." And then my favorite was she's singing, "Baby, I need your loving, not to have all your love." I'm like, "Come on, sis. It's got to have all your love." She said, "You don't got to have all the loving. That is an unhealthy, obsessive relationship. Never give all the heart." Like, why not? Because love will hardly seem worth thinking of to passionate women if it seems certain. And they never dream that it fades out from kiss to kiss. For everything that's lovely is but a brief, dreamy, kind delight. Oh, never give the heart outright. For they, for all smooth lips can say, have given their hearts up to the play. And who could play it well enough if deaf and dumb and blind with love? He who made this knows all the cost, for he gave all his heart and lost. William Butler Yeats, bitch. And I was like, "Wow, that was amazing. You're a savant." She's like, "Yeah, that's right. I am. You got that right. I'm a savant." What's a savant? That's it for me. That's all. That's my monologue. Thank you very much.
All right.
Hello, universe. Welcome to Off the Rails with Tom and Mark.
Molly's got to switch it up
I
here.
don't like being full screen.
Yes, Molly.
There she is.
Don't make me full
Hey,
screen.
you know what? I was glad to not see my image there like I did last time because that kind of threw me off when I looked at my big beady eyes.
All right.
Rob knows what I'm saying.
Welcome back
Exactly.
universe, to Off the Rails podcast, coming to you live from the Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty Studios here in beautiful, cold Grafton, Wisconsin. And if you're looking to buy or sell a house, maybe you're interested in a career in real estate, email Roy at cbhsr.com or give him a call, 414-235-0763. He'd love to be your go-to for all your real estate needs. And this week, we have the incredibly funny Rob Hines in. Thank you for coming and joining us, Rob.
Hey, man, it's awesome to be here. I enjoyed your monologues greatly. I know that, I've been friends with Will for a minute. And it's not because he's my favorite, but that shit was funny, man. You almost lost me with the sister thing because my sister is chubby and unattractive. So I'm like, no, I've never kissed my sister. I never even want to. Even when my mom made me kiss your little sister, I'm like, no. What a part of that.
I hear you.
You may know Rob a little better as the Negro Pope or the urban entrepreneur, Toby Jones.
Yes.
Toby Jones.
I love him.
Doing foot massage. Yes, that's me.
That's him. But here's what we like to do to start out the podcast. And
It's the hot seat! Wow, yeah! It's the hot seat! Hot seat! Off the rails!
yeah, we changed that hot seat up. We fixed it. All right, Rob, you're on the hot seat. I'm just going to ask you some crazy random questions. So, would you rather take a bullet to the shoulder or let a Major League Baseball player hit you with a baseball bat in the shoulder?
If I can choose the Major League player, I think I'd rather have the bat.
The bat, you'd probably take a picture, right?
Yeah, I take somebody who can't hit and I try to move out the way.
Let me look at the batting averages. 192. Okay, you're up.
Come on in here and get some.
I don't know. A bullet to the shoulder. It'd be kind of a cool scar.
Is it a through and through shot?
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah, and a bullet to the shoulder, I think, might not do that much damage if it hits in the right spot. A bat, man, whoo, breaking some bones and just a big area of hurt.
Yeah, but according to what they're shooting you with, I used to be in the Army as well as you. Now, if you get hit with an M16, that could hurt a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
shotgun will
makes
take your shoulder off.
Absolutely.
Choice.
Yeah. All right. When do you officially become an adult?
That's hard to say because in a capitalist society, it's got to be when you can pay your bills.
Okay. I figured when people stop asking you what your favorite dinosaur is. It's like they don't care anymore.
When your birthday stopped mattering.
I'll tell you my favorite dinosaur. You're gonna make fun of me.
See, I thought it was when people stop asking you when you get a new pair of shoes how fast you can run in the shoes.
Okay.
That's the moment.
I think it was when I got laid. That's the way I looked at it.
So you were 9.
14 when you kissed your sister.
14 when
We did not have sex because Jesus.
Because that's a really simple answer. Because Jesus.
That's right.
All right, this is going to be a weird question. It comes with a video. How much G force do you think you can withstand? G force. Wait, I got to pause it here. Okay, hold on. Let me share this screen with you guys here. Here's a kid who is taking 8 Gs. We got that up there?
Yep.
Okay. He was egging the pilot on to go faster, and the pilot's like, all right, you want some G's? Here you go.
He's gonna pass out.
Oh, he passed out. Oh, there he goes.
Wow.
It's 8 G's.
Would've been better
Watch his
if you-
lip. Watch his lip.
It would have been better if you saw the pilot pass out too.
Pilot handling it, but the kid's like, well, hey, welcome back to the world. I just love his lip. He's like,
It was a slow like melt.
He lost his headphones and everything.
He just popped off his lip. His lip was holding on and just fucking.
He looked like he was having a stroke. I would imagine that I would have to take a lot less than that kid did. So let's say 2 of them. I'll take 2 Gs.
2 G's? Well, we're walking around under 1 right now, so double pressure.
Yeah, I don't want to take. I just had
You don't wanna
kidney
lift
surgery.
everything?
I don't want to lose the
I-
content of my stomach. No.
Well, the pilot was handling it fine.
Yeah, well, he's used to that shit, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta build up to that. You don't just come through the door like, give me 7.
7 off the bat. Well, the kid was being cocky, and the pilot had enough. He's like, all right, you want to? Here's 8 G's. See how you look.
See, that's the proper way to raise a child.
That's right.
Okay. Dig this, little boy. You can do what you want to do, but I'm gonna make it really difficult on you, depending on your decision. There you go.
That's it. You suffer the consequences of that decision. That's it. And then you know better next time.
And his lip was ready to just move off his face.
It was so slow. It took forever. He was like,
It hung tight
It
for a
hung
while.
you for a little bit and then just went bloop.
So yeah, I wanted to show that one. Just
That was good.
we'll see how many G's you can handle. If you were going blind tomorrow at 3 p.m., what would you want the last thing you looked at to be?
my wife's ass.
Your wife's ass?
Yeah.
I could go with that. Anybody else got anything?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Something naked for sure.
A strip club, maybe?
I was going to say my grandchildren. I know that sounds funny.
Hey man, that's sincerity. That's cool.
That
shit.
is.
I've seen your grandchildren and your children.
Right?
Yeah.
You guys great people.
I want to remember them. I've seen enough wives' asses and things like that. I've been around the block. I'm tired. I had enough of that.
Something beautiful.
See my babies. The things that came from my wife's ass.
The product of my wife's ass.
And I mean, as soon as you said it, I'm thinking, well, he knows he can still feel it. So,
Oh yeah.
that's it. When you blind, you got to feel shit,
Yeah, that's it.
people want to feel, blind people want to feel somebody's face, saying what they look like. Just, hey, man, let me feel your ass.
Speaking of feeling chicks, I freaked the chick out in Mexico. You remember in the gift shop, Molly?
I do.
She was wearing like this green shirt, and I had to find some sunscreen because you got different sun down there, and they
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
I brought my own, and that was
No, it
I
wasn't
brought
doing the job.
Wisconsin sunscreen. Does not work in Mexico. So Molly, I was fucking around with the sunscreen, and Molly was checking out, and I go and I put my hand up her back, like gently, like bottom of the spine up to the top of the shoulders, and I go, "Are you ready to go back to the room?" And this chick turns around and says, "Hello," and I'm like,
What?
"Whoa, it's not Molly."
And I was standing behind him watching him.
Didn't even give him a clue. That's not me.
She looked like you at
Just
all.
laughing. I was
They had like
"Oh."
a similar shirt, dark hair.
Right.
She looked
right.
like, so Molly, you look Mexican from the back.
No, it was a tourist, but
Oh, it was a tour. Oh,
yeah, we
okay.
were in the gift shop.
I'm not buying the story. I'm not buying it.
Molly's got my back.
It was funny because he turned around and actually saw me, and he looked like a deer, and he was like,
Caught
Oh, boy.
red-handed.
I just molested a girl.
So how did she handle it though? The woman.
She was fine. She kind of laughed it off. She's on vacation.
okay.
It's all right.
She laughed up. Oh, you can fill me up. I'm on vacation. It's
What
like-
happens in Mexico stays in Mexico.
she saw me standing there laughing as well. So
And they're like, oh, same shirt. Pretty close.
And then the three of y'all went back to your room. And,
and applied some.
Yeah, when they went back to the room, they taught him shades of color.
right.
Pull up the color wheel.
All right. When taking liquid medicine, do you use the measuring cup or do you swig from the bottle?
I use the measuring cup. I don't want to catch nothing, and I don't want to get nobody nothing. And I'm gonna rinse the shit out thoroughly when I get through with it.
I swig from the bottle.
I use the cup as well, and then I'll rinse it out too. 'Cause
Yep.
like, yeah, man. I mean, you might not use it for another 6 months. You'll be,
Now I got all that sticky shit in it.
yeah.
you two are animals.
You really are. You really are.
You wipe this for you. Take a swig and you wipe the top off with your sleeve.
Do you
Your nose is running.
Yeah, right.
drink right out of the jug of milk too?
Yes.
Oh, not milk.
No.
Orange.
Gatorade. Yeah, milk. I can't. Oh, I don't want to drink after somebody.
Do you put Gatorade in the fridge? You don't just finish it?
No, I just put it in the fridge, man.
So you have different swigging abilities for
Yep,
different.
different things. Milk is absolutely not. I don't want to drink milk after nobody else. Anything else is it's all right, but no.
I drink out of the pitcher of
No.
lemonade.
Well,
Yeah, I just know who to invite to the house and who not to.
Right?
Yeah.
Not
'Cause I don't want you touching my wife's back and drinking the lemonade.
right, right.
Todd, you are never invited.
I'm a very friendly person.
He said I'm a very friendly.
Wild chugging lemonade.
So,
Hey, this amount of funny is getting way past my amount of G's. My lips.
so William, when you walk up to a bottle, so let's say, what is your determining factor and whether you swig or you take it out of another sort of receptacle? I mean, what's your
Depending on
what's
my
your parameter?
thirst level, I can swig it if I'm thirsty. As
You have a
shit.
thirstometer?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, what if you're really thirsty and you're taking cold medicine? Do you swig it then? Is that an exception to the rule?
No, I'll
No?
use that.
I throw
plastic
that
every
cap
time.
right the fuck out.
It's like, and
Right
that's the
when I
thing.
open
Like when I have my
Like
kids
seven
in the
of them
house,
here.
I don't want them to pick up any germs from me. I would use,
Germs are a good thing.
Yeah, I don't want to make them sick if I have something.
They're gonna get
See-
sick anyway.
Probably.
But if medicine's on the rim, it should take care of the sickness, shouldn't it? It should wipe it out, right?
I don't know about that. It's just too technical for me. That's beyond my pay grade. I'm not a scientist.
Do you pour mouthwash into a cup and drink it?
No,
or do
I'll
you
swig that. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
But
but
I
Same
spit it
thing.
out.
It's the same thing. But if
yeah,
someone-
but then your
someone
lips
else-
were on the bottle.
Yes.
Yeah, well, right now I'm living by myself, so I don't really need to worry about nobody else's.
The mouthwash kills the germs.
That's it.
For me, the
Good.
determining factor, I can't speak, is the size of the container. Is it something that
Absolutely.
or is it you're sharing it with the entire household?
Yeah, but
If you have guests that come over, are you going to be offering them that jug or that thing of lemonade? That
Yeah,
you just
or
drink
are you
out of?
going to do that after you know you swigged out of it and somebody comes over? Are you going to offer them lemonade that you just got backwash and spit in?
I've never thought about it.
I will never accept the lemonade from you.
Everything needs to have a seal.
I'm only going to get shit that's sealed.
Probably a good
I
idea.
agree with you. I think that if it's a single serving, even if I'm not gonna finish it, I'm going to. But I'm greedy. I'm a fat dude. So as soon as I crack the top, it's pretty much gonna be over with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
But
don't
it has to
put
be
Gatorade
a
back in the
single
I
serving
do.
amount.
I do put a Gatorade back in the
But
fridge.
if you put the Gatorade back in the fridge, no one else is going to go and try to drink that.
No, they can
half-drunk
take
lemon
one
or
that's
Gatorade.
open, you know. But like that's another thing too. Like my Coke Zeros, I'll leave a little bit of Coke Zero, tighten it up, and leave it in the fridge. Because sometimes in the middle of the night, Rob, you may know what I'm talking about. I'll wake up with some horrible chest pain, and I got to get something to make me burp, and then I'm good. I go back to sleep. So that's just my burping stuff.
We were on tour together. I am just shaking up everything in the fridge. All Williams half bottles of Coke.
You ain't
Fuck
gonna
your
be
burp.
You ain't gonna be. You think he's gonna be in the same room as me?
I'm
You ain't in the same building as me. I was
You got to watch, dude. He gonna do some shady shit to your things.
take a twig, then shake it up. And there you go.
Look at him.
There
He's
you go,
wearing his
William.
French coat over there.
Heck yeah.
Trust him.
I like this. All right. How often do you use the broiler? That's
I don't.
the thing
I
under the stove where most people keep their pots and pans.
no,
I don't. You know, I live in LA, and it's a shitty apartment, and it costs a lot of money to live shitty here. And when you get here, because the people are trying to save money, every fucking thing is electric. Nothing is run by gas. So that means that under the broiler is in the stove. There's nothing under the stove but storage. But I never use it anyway. If I'm gonna broil some shit, I'm put on the grill. I'm black. I want some shit to have char marks and shit on it. And I don't want that bullshit gas. I want fucking charcoal that you gotta manage the heat and pay attention and shit because I want to challenge myself at every level.
There you go.
damn, bro, I'm hungry now.
Yeah. There you
Well,
go.
it's a
No,
barbecue.
I use the broiler. Like I live in an apartment building. I can't take it outside, you know, because I'm downtown. So I don't. But I use a broiler if I'm broiling steaks. I'll put them up under there, and it'll give you the marks, you know, because I got a gas stove. But I think a broiler is great, man. But I'll tell you, I manage an apartment building, and a lot of times when people move, I got to check out the oven. And there's some pigs living in this town. I'm talking about hours. I broke a stove trying to clean it. It was so filthy. And I'm praying that people aren't using that broiler because when I open up and I see it crusty black shit, I know that I got a lot of work ahead of me. So sometimes it's completely clean and they don't use it and I'm happy, but they'll still leave the oven a mess. I can't remember a time that people haven't left the oven and like, I'll just take it out of my deposit. I ain't getting that money, man. I just got to go there and clean up your nasty shit.
I didn't mean to hit a nerve.
I know. I'm sorry, man. You had to bring up broiler.
I brought up a broiler. All right. Put that on the list. Never bring up broiler again.
That was a super chicken reference for me. As you were thinking and complaining, I was thinking like super chicken. You knew the job was dangerous when you took it.
That's it. You're right. You're right. But like, you know, you see people and you see them in the hallway and you know them for a few years and you think they're decent people. And when they leave, you see how filthy and indecent they really were.
I think
Here's
we're
the thing for me.
the hot seat today.
My mom is fairly anal, right? And living in her house is like living in a museum. So I'm not picking up shit until I absolutely have to, until I get to the point where I can't handle this. I got too much shit. Let me show you something. This is my wife's workstation. Look at this shit. That's working from home. That's what working from home gets you. Notes everywhere.
Does every little notepad have something written on it?
Yes, dude. I'm not. Listen. Look at this. Hey, man. It's all. My wife is a post-production accountant.
Oh,
So she's got notes and numbers and shit. She never cuts her computer off just in case she get an odd hour
look at
request for some shit because people live all over the world and she works with them. So like somebody 4 o'clock in the morning sent an email about releasing some sort of what they call it when you send people money, wire
Mhm.
transfer.
Yep.
She's up and ready to do it. She's like, oh, did I hear my computer? That's why she hates working from home, because she's a workaholic.
She's never off. Yeah.
Man, never. When we get ready to go out, she's like, all right, well, I'm going to take my phone just in case I get a message. I'm like, fuck them people. They'll get paid when you get back. Fuck them.
Well, but that's international. Like 4 o'clock in the morning, your time is not 4 o'clock in the morning. Their time, they want that shit taken care of.
They want their shit. I'm like, fuck them. They got to deal with America. We're number one. Fuck you.
We're number one.
Yeah.
All right, they toss you into the octagon, but they're giving you a choice. You got to fight a boxing kangaroo or a 6 foot tall parakeet.
I think I'll take my chances with the parakeet, and I'll get the bat from the dude that hit me, and I'll beat the fuck out of it. Yeah.
I think you guys underestimate parakeets.
Well, kangaroos are badass, man. They get back on that tail and they could kick the shit out of you. They could freaking just tear your guts out, man.
I got bit by your bird this week.
Yeah?
Yeah, right in the finger.
He did not.
that was
Yes.
not a parakeet, though.
Right on the table. I put my
They
hand on,
don't bite.
petting his little head, and whacked right in my finger.
He beat
It's a
you.
work comp claim ready to be filed right there.
I think you underestimate my ability with a bat.
Take a
I'm
look
from the
at
south side of Chicago. Oh, dude, I'm gonna tell you, this is real. This is a real story. My uncle, when we started driving, my uncle had a bunch of kids, and he would summons other kids. Like he had 20-something children, and as if he didn't have enough kids, I would be over there all the time. And as we got older and started to drive, he would ask you, "Let me see your club." Now, what he's expecting is that you're gonna go out into your trunk, pull out a stick like Walking Tall, and you wrap it in black tape so that if you hit somebody and it breaks, it sticks together long enough for you to subdue them enough.
And you have nunchucks.
Absolute. Well, no, you just want to keep beating them until you can't beat them no more, until they stop moving.
Wow.
And that was just like, let me see your club. And then he would look at it and judge it like, yeah, this is a good tape job. Where you get this tape from? I think I want some of it.
Rob, I imagine you are pretty good with the
What?
bat. Weren't you a corrections officer at one time?
I
Yeah.
was. That was a horrible job, but I did it for
When you
9
said
and a half
12, it made me think, yeah.
That's one jacked up kangaroo.
Look at that
Wow,
kangaroo.
look at that. Yeah, I don't want to face that shit. Look at him.
Yeah, you're going to take the
You can
parakeet.
tell he's been doing push-ups.
No,
got,
man,
like,
that's steroids all the
definition.
way. He's roided up. He's got roid rage. He probably got acne on his back, swollen up, shriveled up nuts.
Now show me a 7-foot parakeet that I can't beat the piss out of.
Boy, they get that beak on you, or to claw you, though, man.
They're quick, and all you're going to grab is feathers because there's like nothing behind them.
Well, the problem with parakeets, though, is normally in the wild, if you encounter a parakeet, it's not going to be one.
It's going to be
It's
2
gonna
million.
be.
Oh,
You've seen the swarms of parakeet in the wild, and if you haven't, you should look it up. It's like a black cloud because it's bunched together.
There's parakeets in the wild.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Check this out. Hold on. I'm not quick on the share
Learn
screen
something every
today.
day.
But here's the thing. You said a parakeet. You didn't say a flock.
Yeah, but this whole
yeah,
flock.
but his boys are going to jump on you.
This
There they go.
tiny
Oh, my
parrot
goodness.
is the most
Hold on.
popular of all pet birds,
Right.
but in the wild,
No
it lives
thanks.
far from human company.
They look a lot
in some
bigger.
of the driest parts of the outback.
Yeah, get to the swarms.
For much of the time,
I'm
they
trying.
flit around in small groups, just a few hundred.
Just a few hundred.
They're kicking the
budgies
shit
also
out of those
judge what other
kangaroos.
flocks of birds are getting up to.
The kangaroos are eating their shit, and they're going to beat the hell out of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Get out of here.
you see that? I don't
There
want to
you
go
go.
to Australia. I don't want to go.
You ain't got to worry about anything venomous because the parakeet flock is going to kill you.
The kangaroo
Gradually,
doesn't
the
even
merry
care.
band gathers followers.
This commentator has such a soothing
Look at that.
voice.
That's what's coming at you.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll take my chance with that. Then that.
Look, can you imagine batting at them, man? Just swinging at them when
I
they
feel like if you hit the first few of them, they'll
yeah,
stop.
they'll
You see
stop.
that thing this week?
They'll go
Where
another
that guy was being chased by the cougar, and then he threw the rocket. And
Yeah.
like, okay, fuck it, I'm out.
I
Yep.
have that as our only story because I
Oh,
knew
that
this
was
was going
awesome.
to go that way. We'll do that, and then I'll get some announcements going.
It's like
What?
a green fog.
I got to share the screen and bring it up. But yeah. Oh my God. For 6 minutes, this thing was fucking with him.
Yeah, what would you have done in that situation?
Shit my pants.
I would
He
have
got through the rock a lot earlier.
protected my eyes and my nuts, you know. The two important parts.
But then again, I'm black. I would have been out there in the fucking woods fucking with that shit anyway. If he got me, he'd have got me in the parking lot. And I get in my car and run his ass over. I'm not. No, I'm
You're gonna be hanging out in the wilderness at the outback.
I don't work shit out there. I walk around. If I gotta work out, I'm walking around this urban jungle. I ain't going to the real jungle.
That's dangerous enough, man.
I think the way this dude handled it though was, I mean,
look at that shit. That's crazy.
Hold on, I got the video somewhere. It's just giving me some guff here. Oh man, they took it off.
All right, well, we can talk while you're looking.
Yeah, here we go.
There we go. All
Damn,
right.
that look fucked up.
Man, always don't go hiking without having a gun, man. Seriously.
I know, right? We'd have been eating, cougar.
yeah, I bet if he goes down that path again ever, he's got a gun with him.
We're having
To all the people questioning,
Good time.
There is no way to get around capitalism, baby.
no. We're just what the hell?
You can mute it.
I
Mute it.
I just did. We're just gonna look at this lovely redhead and a chick having a baby.
Well, I think she's having an ultrasound, Thiele.
I can't. They don't even give you the option to skip ads anymore. About a year ago, they used to have. You know how you click off the ads? They made
some of them still do.
it used to run away from your mouse, so you would have to chase it around and corner it. Do you remember that, Mal?
No.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
All right.
Yeah, fuck that. It ain't nothing but rocks. I'd have bent down and bust him in his shit.
That's what I was thinking too. There were some really big rocks that that one right there.
Yeah.
Like the seasons changed. This thing's been
I know.
It was summer.
Look at the beautiful leaves changing.
Hey, look at the cougar. Looked at his watch like, bitch, I could do this all day.
It was 2019 when he started.
This is the best I could come up with.
no, go away.
It's Robin Mead. That's
Go away.
He's doing the. Oh, I don't like
That's
that.
crazy. Look at that shit. And why are you holding the thing in your hand to tape it? If you don't got one of them dumbass helmets on,
I think he had one of those. I think he had a GoPro, they said.
You're not supposed to turn and run. They don't like the eye contact, so you're
Oh my
supposed to
gosh.
look them down.
So Kyle Burgess says that he was in Provo, Utah, went out for a run over the weekend, and he saw 4 cougar cubs. Then comes Mama.
Oh,
And he said, Mama comes around
that's
the
where you
corner and
fucked
was
up.
not
He
Yeah.
didn't say
She
"aw"
charged
though.
him, as
He
you
said
can
"oh
see,
shit" because he
whenever
knew what
he
was
would
coming.
break eye contact.
That's
to try
it,
to
man.
find
You
a
see the
rock or something to
babies,
scare
get
it
the hell
away.
out of there. Don't
And
pick
that's
them
when
up.
she would do those big paws out and come at him.
Speaking from
And the
experience.
experts say
Just
you
snuggle
know,
them
like, because
in.
cougars, if
They're
you
so
break
cute.
eye contact, see it as a threat.
Okay.
dude, out here they have coyotes. And my wife is really, really wanting a dog. I'm not a dog guy. I don't want animals. I don't like cleaning up shit. I don't want to smell dog ass. But we were in a drive-thru at this restaurant, and she looks over and sees these coyotes. She was like, "Ooh, look, let's go get one." And I just start rolling up the window like, "Fuck that." And she goes, "Wait a minute, I'm trying to get a dog." I was like, "Baby, that's not a dog."
No, get her a coyote. That'll cure her from wanting a dog. She won't ask for a dog again.
It was hilarious.
It's
Oh,
the
my
rescue coyote.
you know,
Kidnap coyote.
sitting there and patting the coyote. I'm like, nah, babe, we ain't get no coyote. We ain't get no dog, but a coyote, nah.
People, that have small dogs, that dogs in the yard, and they like the coyote goes up to the fence and acts like it wants to be their friend, and then the next thing you know, he's running off with the dog in his mouth.
No, it's the other coyotes.
Yeah,
They
it's
come
like,
in packs.
come
it's like
around,
the
yeah.
velociraptors,
Yep.
Jurassic Park.
Get you in packs. Don't mess with it. All right.
It looks like an armed robbery in the hood. You're like, hey, how you doing? Oh shit, it's going down.
A little dog that's been inside and taken care of, pampered. They're tender, they're juicy, they're tasty, man. That's a delicacy.
they taste like butter.
It's like what?
Butter.
Butter.
All right. We're going to be joining the Big Laugh Comedy Network coming up here real soon. Going to be a big move to
That's
Roku and Amazon Fire Stick. So
Yeah.
don't worry. You can still get us normally here as well. Nothing else is going to be changing. We're just adding more spots to find us. Check out the show Are You Triggered Yet? Where doing road interviews where I just stick a microphone in people's face and see what they do. That's the concept.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We've done one. We did
The Haunted Manor one was fun. Check out Pop Culture Weekly podcast. We have some amazing guests on there. Molly and I got promoted. We're now assistant directors of the Twisted Dreams Film Festival.
Oh, nice. Congratulations, Joe.
So 2021, we're gonna be.
I'm salty about that. I want to have like a one step above what Molly is.
I enjoyed watching that movie, and I thought that was a good interview that we did with that guy,
Michael Fosty.
Michael Fosty. That was awesome.
That was great. And speaking of Michael, why don't you tease what we've been up to, or you've been up to?
We started a series looking at 90s alternative rock bands and looking at the story behind their music, also where they, the years have taken them, looking at 2020, going back, 20, 30 years. The band that we're focusing on right now is a band, The Guffs, original Wisconsin band out of Milwaukee. We've got a couple episodes. Something should be showing up here shortly. That was posted on the Off the Rails page last night. So like that page, follow more, and pay attention for upcoming episodes. So you should see that within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
And let's let Rob give his information on his website as well while we're talking to him.
Yeah. www.robertlhines.com. On Instagram, I'm Robert_L_Hines. And then on Twitter, I'm at Robert L Hines 1. And we also got a YouTube page which is my name, and we're putting more content on it slowly but surely. But I have a lot of content, but the shit on there is hilarious. And if you go to the webpage, you can see some of the characters we've been building, and it's really, really fun stuff.
Hey, Robert, do you mind if we bring up a little clip of the Negro Pope?
I do not. I would appreciate it if you would.
Yes, we're going to put up the Negro Pope, and we'll get into this interview.
I would love if we had time to share the whole thing because it is hilarious.
One thing I want to point out, when you look at the miter, that's Serena Williams on the miter.
Okay. Hold on.
Yep.
Now I gotta do my share screen.
Well, while we're waiting, how are the Popettes? Those are luscious ladies and beautiful angelic voices.
Yeah, those young ladies are, they were amazing. Like every time we came up with some silly shit for them to say, they said, okay. And they got right on time with it. It was really cool.
So I just queued up, oh man, hold on.
She always gives me crap.
My full screen didn't like me.
Rob, I've also worked with Justin Ruppel. Great impressions. He's
Man.
You know, the thing
Have you heard of Snoop Dogg?
Snoop Dogg and Cat Williams.
Man, Cat Williams, his Cat Williams. You're like, where the fuck did Cat go? Where did this white guy swallow Cat Williams? It is amazing.
You know what bothers me about him? He's talented. He's too fucking good looking. I just hate him.
I know, right? I know.
Life is easy for him, man.
It always is for those pretty cats.
All right, here.
It's not like in the full screen.
Here's the Negro Pope.
Well, Ruples, if you ain't got a lot of money, you can't really do much with it. But if I get all y'all's money together, I can do a whole lot with it.
Wait, so spending other people's money is supposed to make them feel better?
Precisely. People love seeing what I can do with the money. Instead of hanging out in some liquor store cash register waiting to be changed for some lottery ticket, that money can travel around the world with me. I can give that money the life they only dreamed of. First class travel, pool parties, table service, hanging with Kanye and Diddy.
So their money can have a life.
An afterlife.
Amen.
Yeah. So let me guess how this character was built. You were sitting around thinking, how do I walk around with two gorgeous women? Okay, that's step one. Now the idea will come in afterwards.
They were like the air conditioning to the automobile. They made the situation better. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how I can get people to pay me without doing anything. And the best way to do that is tell them, if you're going to go to hell if you don't give me your money.
Yeah,
that's what they all do. That's what they all do. And at
then
least
I watched Richard Pryor. Then I watched Richard Pryor in Car Wash, and I was like, yeah, that's the idea right there.
Big Daddy Rich, yeah.
Man, Big Daddy Rich was amazing. How you gonna talk about them women like that? Them the best women in the world.
Well, I think earlier in that clip when they had asked you if you were really religious, you're like, no, not really.
No.
Yeah, I leave that to the government pope.
Hey, you know what I wanted to ask you? I'm just thinking, whatever happened to that movie? Was it ever released, that one you were in?
You know, man, it was not. It was crazy. I've had really great projects that fell apart for whatever reason. The name of the movie was called Chasing Robert, and it was about a guy trying to win a bet. And he was a serial gambler, and when he would lose so much money, he would make a side bet with the bookie and win it. Like one time he bet he could eat more hot dogs than one of those people competing in a hot dog contest. He won. And there was this one bet they used to have called a fuck bet. And he would say, I'll pick the lady and you fuck anybody in this room. I'll give you 2 weeks. So this particular time he's getting older. He's not the guy he used to be. And he's looking around the room and the dude says, okay, you got to fuck him. And I'm walking in with what he thinks is my family. And the rest of the movie is him trying to have sex with me. It was hilarious.
And then, well, like one of the guys from the movie died, right? And they kind of put things on the shelf. And
more than one of the guys in that movie died. It was taking him so long to finish it. Life was ending. Like every time he'd look at it, like, I could make it better. I'm like, dude, it's fine. And then he started cutting out the funny and lost all his funding and started borrowing money. And the movie got in hock and it just went away. And then I had a TV show that was about to be on MTV too, and it was called Toby Makes $1 Million. And this the way that the business is, man, this business out here is cutthroat. So if they don't really know you that well, if they haven't tried you yet, they give you ideas that are hard to bring to fruition. And if you bring them to fruition, they'll be like, okay, we can work with this guy. So they gave them a list of products for me to sell as Toby Jones, and one of them was water. It's hard as fuck to make water funny. But we found a way to make the shit hilarious. And then when they were about to finish the show, the people from MTV2 was like, fuck all this shit. We're not making no money off MTV2. Close this shit down. And the only thing they show now is shit that's either rerun or things that they already had in production.
That's show business, huh?
It is. I mean, you know, how many $1 million ideas I'm in the middle of, and they go like, nah, we don't want, yeah, fuck that. We ain't gonna do that. Because they feel like they got plenty of others. Oh. Wow, that was interesting.
I'm really sorry I cut off the punchline to that joke.
Oh no, it's cool.
That's what do I call you? The bit killing bitch?
I know.
She's
Well,
like
giving the money in afterlife, a life after you give it to me is what he says afterwards.
we understand.
I cut it off.
How come you apologize to him but not me ever?
Maybe because you call her a bitch?
That would have a lot to do with it, I would think.
I'm telling you, right? Would you get away with that with your woman?
No, you don't call no black lady a bitch just off the cuff.
Backhand him every time he calls you a bitch. Honestly, you too nice.
No, I got ways to get back in.
This is what you do. You don't want him to die, but you do want to be uncomfortable. So flip a little X-lax and shit, like, you know, a little something make him dookie a lot.
I have been suffering from some loose stool lately.
Thanks for sharing.
Stop giving my secrets, Robert.
Well, we already know you take swigs out of anything that's a giant computer.
All you gotta do
so just
put a little something in it.
Just put COVID on top of it and let nature take its course.
X-Lax in my Pepto, so I'm just doing nothing.
Let me get an order of onion rings and a side of COVID.
So I love your Toby Jones character. Where'd that come from?
There was these cats that were sketch comedians, and they had a character that they couldn't make work. So they saw me working in a coffee house, and it was like, dude, we think you could do this character. So we went by this. It was like a place where a bunch of squatters were living. It was a big ass warehouse. And it had a little junkyard like in it. Like people had bought shit that they didn't want anymore. And they would just put it in this junkyard. And it was like, okay, this is the Toby Jones guy. I want you to do this, and that. And they would give me a scenario. And I would look at the shit they wrote. I was like, oh, I see the funny in this, but it ain't like it's written. So we'll change it up and do it this way. So they would say, all right, this is what we're trying to do. And I said, well, all right, just cut the camera on. And they would cut the camera on, and I would improvise whatever the scenario was. It was sort of like Reno 911.
Nice.
It got like if this was in December, this was like in the summer of 2008. We shot it, and they almost lost it all because back then they had those digital tapes, and the guy who was shooting it put his pants in the washing machine and washed the tape.
Oh.
So they had to go through and hand dry every bit of the tape, and they didn't lose very much of it. They kept most of it, and then they cut it into what we know as Jones big ass truck rental and storage facility.
You got Jones good ass barbecue and foot massage.
Yep.
And then the last one, which was my personal favorite, was Jones cheap ass prepaid legal and daycare academy.
Are we gonna get any more of them?
We're working on it. I mean, now that Hollywood's gotten involved, and then there's ownership issues and a bunch of other shit, but we're trying to make a decision as to what we will do next. And plus, the other thing is, those guys are not hungry anymore. They got good jobs and shit. So since they have other shows, they're like, "Yeah, fuck Toby, we can do some other."
I think it's because with the COVID and stuff, a lot of comedians are not performing. That they actually got jobs, got on a fixed schedule, and went, "This is kind of nice."
No, it's because what they made was so fucking good that other people wanted them to work for them, but they never included me in any of that. It was like, "Oh, thank you for what you've done. We're gonna move on."
We're gonna move on.
Oh wow.
Well, Rob, what are you doing during the pandemic?
I'm writing a TV show that is about to be. It looks like it's about to be sold. They're just waiting for me. We put out like a little bit of a sample, and people saw it and was like, "Yeah, why don't you finish this?" So I'm writing a TV show. I'm also working on a podcast because enough people have told me I should do one. But I'm really angry right now, so it's really hard to be funny when you're pissed off. You know,
right?
And so I try not to think about politics too much because it makes me mad. So I don't talk about that anymore.
Politics on our show. That's
no
all
politics,
right.
no religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do any of that. I just want to create.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That is religion. It's fake religion.
Yeah.
That's double funny.
Yeah.
Fake religion. That's
Do you do any?
Not like the real religion.
Right, as opposed to, right, exactly.
Did you do any online comedy events or anything?
I did one. I got a lot of friends in comedy, man. I've been doing this shit for 29 years. So somebody will call me up like, "Hey, man, we're doing a Zoom show," and I do the Zoom show, and they didn't understand quite the function of Zoom, right? So all of a sudden, people start like coming in on the show and showing their ass and shit. And this one dude was like, "Hey, Toby Jones, look at my ass," and I was like, "Thank you, but no, I'm driving. I'll have none this evening." But I appreciate the offer. You know what I mean? I did a couple of those shows, but those things, for me, I am a person lover. I love people. And so I need the energy from the humanity in front of me in order for me to feel successful. Now, I may be successful otherwise, but I just need that feeling. I need there to be an energy exchange. So I don't really dig the Zoom thing too much.
Did you and William used to tour together?
From time to time, yes. We both worked for, there's like agencies that are like Bush League. So like we met in Milwaukee. And then
actually, you know when we met? Before that, we met in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh my God! I forgot.
Comedy Challenge. It was
Snickers. That's Snickers.
Yep, that's right.
Boy, you talk about some crackers. God damn, that's some scary ass white folks. I'm talking about. I used to work in a jail, right? And I wasn't afraid, but I was around these. I'm like, shit, I might not be in a place that's conducive for my health. You know what I'm saying? Man, them some angry white folks over there, boy.
Yeah, you know, that's Mike Pence's people.
I'm gonna go hold on a list.
And all of them had flies on their heads.
They all had flies on wood. They wouldn't pay no mind to it.
Get you two of them. There's the taboo job, the old buck.
Yeah, every time you break it.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you didn't win that contest there, Rob.
I did not.
He did make it to the finals though, and then the thing is that while they were tabulating the votes, they had you singing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like they asked me to do extra shit and didn't pick me. Man, that's the story of my life. We won't use you as much as we can, but we really ain't gonna pay you.
One of the judges was the Atlanta Punchline. What was that dude's name?
I can't remember his name, but yeah, that was at the time it was the hottest club in the country.
The hottest club in the country, and he was one of the judges. Yep.
And they would say stuff like, yeah, you got something here, but I don't think it's ready. I'm like, you don't know. Put me in front of a crowd. If I did it here, I'd do it anywhere.
Yep.
Like nobody in this room would hang out with me after this show. None of these people would hang out with me. And
But
if I
listen,
make them
Rob,
laugh,
neither one of us are Bodaks, brother. You know that.
yeah, that's true.
You know, you got to have completely G-rated, nothing controversial. I mean, we would have got the gig and got fired right away.
Yeah. You got to have two different shows. You got to have your shit don't stank show. And then you got to have a late night.
That's us. We the late night. That's it.
Yeah. Yes.
So
But
then,
in any event, you know, eventually, if I do it long enough, I'll be better than most of the motherfuckers in the room. If I do it long enough. And that's the funny thing. It's taken me 29 years to figure out, damn, I'm pretty good at this shit. Now the laughter, all the happiness, all the millions of followers, none of that shit meant anything to me till another brother was like, dude, you kind of funny. And I was like, damn, I am. I should make more money than this. You know?
No, I mean, you command the room, man. Everybody shuts the fuck up and listens to you. You know how to command a room. I'll give you that, man.
I appreciate it, man. Let me just tell you, the thing about William that always entertained the shit out of me is that when he describes some shit, you can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like that joke, man, my favorite joke that he has done over the years is the one about being in the church's chicken. And when he described the sister, the way the sister, the Popeyes, when he described the way that sister started talking to him, I'm like, that's a sister right there. This dude been around some black girls. That's exactly how they get out. And when she just described him having big beady eyes, and then his answer was, how the fuck can I have both? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna show y'all, okay? You see how big my eyes are? Now watch. I don't do this for everybody. Now look how beady they are. She was right. She was right. I can't argue the point.
Oh my God.
Doing that.
Oh, that is so funny to me, man.
They laughing at me.
Laughing with you.
I'm laughing at you, dude.
She was right. They big and beady.
Man, dude, anytime you could bring that much joy to people who already know you and have no reason to feel impressed with you.
I know, but I have to tell you, because like this actually happened, that they tried to give me the wrong order. And I said, I looked at the bag.
Why is he muted? I think he's muted.
I was snorting.
So I said, I don't think this is my order. And they said, you're right, ma'am, your order's ready. And that lady said, I don't want that chicken. That chicken been looked at. You
two kinds of eyes.
Chicken after he done looked all at him, his big beady eyes. I took the chicken out and I showed it to him when I got my chicken. I said, look at it. You gotta look at it to cook it. That's why it's called Popeyes, bitch. I love that joke.
Oh my God.
You can't do that joke these days. People are all uncomfortable. Like, that shit happened to me.
Man, I'm feeling like, you know, at this point, I mean, I understand the idea of it being inclusive. I understand the idea of being politically correct, because basically it's just being nice.
Right.
However, when I put my mirror up against society, I don't really give a fuck what you think. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not there to piss you off, but if you do get pissed off, fuck you. You know what I mean? I got to keep it moving. I have to be true to myself, or I can't do this shit no more.
That's it. 100.
How do you feel about people getting taken out for past jokes? Like Eddie Murphy was in a little hot water because I think because he did some gay jokes.
From like 20 years ago or
something? But I think people are giving him a pass because they like him. And he says, oh, yeah, my joke was cringeworthy. I agree with you. But a lot of
the day and that time, it was funny and no one was offended by it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a difficult thing for me because both things are correct. Like, you can't hold me responsible for shit that we was all doing at the time. However, the fact that we were doing it at the time is fairly despicable. Right. You know, like, life is already hard enough for you to just fuck with somebody for how they act or who they love and all that. But at the same time, if you do some shit funny, I'm gonna have to say something. You know, if I can make it not be malicious, then I'll try to do that as best I can.
I feel like you said, as long as it's not malicious and you've evolved and grown and, you know, changed up you're not still doing the same stuff today.
Absolutely.
Someone for something they did.
Yeah.
Well, and then the thing is, when he's talking about a certain group of people are not allowed to look at his ass, and he's wearing tight leather pants, dude, you can.
And then he keeps turning his ass.
Looking at the ass, you know?
That's funny. I bet you if Eddie Murphy saw that, he was like, "Yeah, I did have a nice ass."
He'd probably say, "Hey, what you talking about?"
But shouldn't you give him props for evolving? That those jokes are no longer in his act now.
Well, I don't think
he doesn't have an act right now. But I mean, he's about to put one
He's
together.
working on it, and I can't wait to see what he's got. I know it's going to be good.
Man, that Saturday Night Live was amazing, man. His Saturday Night Live set was amazing.
Yep.
That shit he said about Bill Cosby, that is what this shit is about.
Right.
You have to tell people, you got to call them on their bullshit. If you're going to be this moral whatever, and you talked all this shit about the things that I was doing, and you were doing the things you were doing, really, who's wrong? You know? That's amazing. And that's why I loved Bill Burr.
Me too.
I never was a Bill Burr fan because I didn't know who he was. And I just seen all these people saying how much they loved him. In the first few minutes I watched of him, I didn't care for him. But as I continued to watch him, I was like, because to me, he was just another white dude bitching until I saw him bitch about everybody.
Right.
And what, in essence, Bill Burr is telling you is that everyone is getting fucked. Everyone is getting fucked. So it shouldn't be an idea of we should be mad at each other. We should be mad at the people fucking us. That's
right.
what it is.
Exactly.
That's it. We mad at one another. Meanwhile, we're getting fucked, and we're not getting mad at the people that are really actually fucking us.
That's right. That's right.
Damn, I don't even know where to go from there.
I think we've solved it.
Don't be a dick.
Just
Here's my.
There you go.
If you are a dick, be equally dickish to everyone.
I think we're done forever now.
I know. Rob, where can we find all your stuff, man? Let's do this. We got another bonus episode coming up.
I've had his website scrolling on the bottom.
What are you doing next? Let's hear that.
That was cool as hell. And we're going to put up more content. Okay, I'm not very computer savvy, but I have realized that if you want something, you got to work at it. So since YouTube has a tutorial for every fucking thing, I started watching YouTube tutorials, and I'm starting to fatten up my content and just start putting it out every week, because the key to this shit is consistency. Just like it is in the clubs, it's the same way in the virtual world, and I'm learning to be consistent. Hell, I bought this computer just this summer because I was like, the shit I got, it ain't working fast enough. I got to spend some, and I'm buying them $200 and $300 computers you can get at Best Buy for a nickel. I dug deep and paid real money for an Apple product. Now, here's the thing. These Apple products work amazingly. However, you got to pay when you fart near this computer. Everything you do on this thing, you got to fucking pay for. I bought software to write scripts with. These motherfuckers want me to pay them every year. I'm like, I bought it. I don't have to pay for this shit no more, So everything is proprietary, but this shit works amazingly.
All right. And remember, universe, we're not good enough.
Thanks for tuning in, universe.